Horse and Buggy Produce.
Hello, this is Brett with Horse and Buggy Produce, telling you where does your food come from. And today we're with Shannon Showalter, a young farmer, and he's going to show us about his greenhouse tomatoes that are grown in the dirt. Okay, so here we'll learn a little bit about where your food comes from, specifically where your greenhouse tomatoes come from. So this is Shannon. Shannon, say howdy.
How y'all doing?
Yeah. And so this is your greenhouse behind you.
Yep.
How long ago did you build this greenhouse?
It's probably been about 4 years.
About 4 years ago. And how many tomato plants are in this greenhouse?
420.
Wow, 420. And so you pick once or twice a week?
I pick twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays.
Mondays and Thursdays.
Yep.
And you've been, so was this your first sort of venture into farming?
Oh, I've been here on the family farm all my life. Started growing some zucchinis in the field probably, 4 or 5 years ago. Then I started this when I was 17,
okay.
4 years ago.
Right, so you're 21 now.
20, I'll be 21 in June.
Right, and then you bought your own farm too, right?
Yes.
Right, and how many acres is that?
It's around 5.
5 acres, and what do you grow on that farm?
Strawberries, zucchinis, peppers, cucumbers, squash, butternut squash, pumpkins, just a little bit of everything.
Right, and that farm is just right next to your family farm, right?
Yeah, it's just a quarter mile back the lane.
Wow. Oh, that's great. So you're planning on being a farmer for your whole life?
Planning on it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go inside the greenhouse and we'll see how these things grow.
All right.
Okay, lead the way.
Okay.
All right, so now we're actually in the greenhouse. These are the greenhouse plants. That's Kevin, Shannon's dad, working for him. It's always a good deal when your dad's working for you. Turn the tables. But Shannon, these are the tomato plants, and I see that there are. Can you show us how you get them to grow so tall?
Well, you see they're on the strings up there, the winding strings.
Okay.
And then you let them down.
So they hang the string from the ceiling.
Hang it from the ceiling.
Okay.
It comes down and gets hooked to the dirt, and then these little clips.
Right.
Through the plant.
Point to one of them clips real quick.
Right.
There you go. Okay, so the string is running. There's a pink string running right up the whole tomato plant. And these tomato plants are what, about 8 feet tall?
Well, right here, this one's planted right there.
Yeah.
And he comes all the way down through here.
Okay, so it's vine and falling and go along there, and look at all those tomatoes on there. And there it go right down the row. Oh, that's interesting. So they're at least 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
And so, wow. And then, so now they automatically get irrigated, or how do you water them?
The water line is right here.
Okay.
And then the water system is over there to your right, the barrels and the pipes and stuff.
Okay, there's the barrels, there's the water system. That's all automatic?
Yeah. Well,
it's on a timer?
Every day I manually mix up the fertilizer in the barrel, but it runs at a certain amount of time every day.
Okay.
Everything takes care of itself in the water.
And then explain to me too, now it's not just keeping the tomato plants warm, the air temperature, you got to keep the soil temperature warm too.
Yeah.
Now how do you do that?
The water, there's a furnace out back there.
Okay.
Wood. Heats the water in the water pipes, it comes in right there.
Okay.
Goes through those lines, and those things right there are heat exchangers. It blows air over the hot water pipes.
Okay.
It blows the warm air in.
Okay.
Then the furnace right there is the gas backup.
Okay, so this furnace right there is the gas backup.
That's for when the wood can't keep up.
Okay, so we'll have to look at the wood burning contraption that heats the water. But then that hot water comes in these pipes, and it gets blown through by the heat exchanger, and that blows the hot air off the hot water coming off the pipes to heat the greenhouse. But then in addition, that warm water, doesn't it travel down through the ground underneath the floor?
Underneath here where you can't see it.
Right.
The hot water pipes go clean down and clean back, and there's insulation between the ground and the dirt.
Right.
So the heat can't go down, and that keeps the soil warm.
Okay, because the plant needs not only warm air to grow, but it needs warm soil. Great. And so then, now another thing is that when you harvest these, being as tall as they are, you can't do it from just walking along. You've got to do something else, right?
I can pick from the ground.
Oh, you can?
Because the ripe tomatoes are right here, waist height.
Okay.
What I can't do from the ground is,
jump on your stilts and
yeah.
some shots.
All right, so you've got stilts to help you do all that. We'll get you doing your stilts. Okay, let's get stilts ready. Okay, so you're just about ready to get on your stilts. Look at that. Wowee. Don't fall. It's like, yeah, we don't want any problems now. Yeah, we don't want that. There's Abigail. Abigail, say howdy. Howdy. That's. Oh wait, you're gonna walk around into my thought.
No, I'm gonna start over.
Oh, you're gonna start over. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. We're here now in the woodshed. This is where the heating of the water takes place. So Shannon, I'll let you take it from here. This is Andrew. Andrew, wave. Say howdy. Where's Andrew? There's Abigail. She's waving already. And Keith. Where's Keith? There's Keith and Dad. Kevin's saying howdy. Keith. Dad's doing all the work as usual. All right, so we're in here in this woodshed, and this is where you get your heat to heat the greenhouse. So let's show me what goes on here.
Okay, obviously now it's warmer, so we have this thing full of equipment. We use it for equipment storage instead of wood. But
okay.
Once it's cold, we bring the wood in here by the dump trailer, dump it in, and then right here is the furnace. We just keep it full.
Wow, it's a big furnace.
Yeah, it's pretty much rule of thumb when we're cutting wood. If we can,
wow, look at that. Abigail, don't climb in there, whatever you do. Don't go in the furnace. Don't go in the furnace. Look at that.
Yeah, we try to fill it, 10, 11 at night, fill it completely full.
Right.
By next morning, whoever gets up to do chores, it's time to do it again.
Okay,
but
so
it does pretty good.
So then there's must be like a water jacket around this thing.
Yeah, there's water all the way around the firebox.
Oh wow, look at that. So
and then there's pumps in the back that transfer the hot water through to the greenhouse and back. It makes a circle.
A big cycle. Okay.
And comes back.
I see.
It comes back colder than it was.
Sure. Sure, because it loses some of the heat to heat the greenhouse.
We keep the water temperature in this furnace during the winter right up to just below boiling, about 200 degrees.
No way. Yeah. Holy cow. Holy cow.
The hotter you can keep the water, you can't let it boil, but the hotter you can keep the water.
Here we go. Up on the stilts. There he goes. Getting taller by the minute. Strapping in. Who's this coming in? Is this Andrew? Howdy, Andrew. We're taking videotapes of Shannon falling off his stilts. All right, so now he's got his stilts on, and he's walking around, and he's got his tool belt on, and you're not going to harvest the tomatoes, but this is what you need, how tall you need to be to get the lines strung and all that.
Yeah, get a pocket full of clips here.
Okay, pocket full of clips.
Yeah.
All right, and then what do? You walk around over here. Okay.
This plant here needs a clip.
Okay, let me get a close-up of that.
Right.
It needed a clip. You put that clip on right there.
Make sure there's 3 tomatoes on each hand and no more, because if you have more than 3, they won't grow to their potential size.
Oh, so if you have more than 3 tomatoes, show me what you're talking about.
Like, right here's a hand.
Oh, right there. Okay, if there's more than 3, you got to pull one off.
Yep. I'll
okay.
find one here in a minute.
Okay. And then how do you pollinate the tomatoes?
Bees.
The bees get in here.
Bumblebees are in that box.
Oh, we got to get that. We got to get the bumblebees. So you keep a hive of bumblebees in here.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's walking along, and you're probably up, what, about 8, 9 feet tall right now? Wow. So about double your height. All right, so I'll take a look at the bumblebees. And you're putting clips on now. All right, that's good. Look, he's walking around like he knows what he's doing. And then here's the hive of bumblebees. So you don't have to worry about getting stung by them, huh?
No, I've never been stung. That's
really?
Just a miniature bumblebee.
A miniature bumblebee, okay.
They're really small. Yeah, I've never been stung.
Now, do they need stilts to get to the blossoms to pollinate too?
Nah, they can fly pretty good.
Oh, they can fly pretty good. Okay, great. Okay, so here's the bumblebee hive, and so they're coming and going all the time, and pollinating the tomatoes. Okay. Now, is there anything else interesting you want to tell us, Dad or Shannon, about the tomato business in the greenhouses?
Just like everything else, it has its ups and downs.
Well, you better hope there's no downs at this moment right now. Yeah. And so, do you plan on building another greenhouse?
I don't know yet.
Right.
May or may not back at my place.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of your place, unless you have Kevin, do you have anything to add about the tomato business?
I don't think so.
No, he pretty much covered it.
I believe.
And how long will you harvest tomatoes in this?
Probably till the field tomatoes come in.
Which would be when?
People that have actually kept their plants for 2 years, just keep letting them down, keep getting bigger.
Is that right?
The fruit size tends to get smaller as your plants get older because the nutrients has further to travel.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
As soon as the field tomatoes come in, the price goes down. I'll probably take these out.
Okay, but otherwise these plants would keep producing, right?
As long as I take care of them, they'll go.
Is that right? So they're an indeterminate tomato then, is that right? Versus a determinate tomato. And so you plant them at what time of the year every year?
Well, it just depends on, when I want to start picking. I think Steve seed these in December.
Okay.
We planted them, what, the first part of January?
First part of January, and then when do you actually start harvesting tomatoes?
It was 1st April.
1st of April, so 3 months later.
Yeah.
So January, February, March, and then you start. So 3 months from small plant to harvesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Okay. But you could have them all winter long if you wanted to.
2 years ago, I got my first tomato on Christmas Day.
Is that right? And is it just you don't do it during the winter time because it's too expensive to heat the greenhouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's expensive, too much wood to cut.
I see. But if we have a mild winter like this year, then should start earlier. Okay. Well, let's maybe go look at that wood furnace, and then we'll go over to look at the strawberries real quick, and then we'll go. Okay. One thing I want to tell you about these tomatoes is they are not hydroponically grown. They are grown in the dirt. These are the best off-season tomatoes you will find on the planet. They taste like a real summer tomato because, again, they're grown in the dirt, not hydroponically. Can't wait for you to taste them. So now we're going to go look at some strawberries. Anyhow, again, this is Brett teaching you where your food comes from with Horse and Buggy Produce. We bring the farm in a box to you. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.